Right, I've got some workmen at the house today replacing my water main. Just before I came back to the UK, I was advised that we had a huge leak here underneath our kitchen. Not in the kitchen, thank goodness, but underneath the house. Consequently, we've decided that the best option is to actually replace the water main. I'm showing you virtually nothing at the moment, but I'll just explain what we're doing. The guys that have come here today, luckily we've managed to get them here just a week after I've arrived back. They've got to dig a hole here where our stopcock is in the pavement and lay a new pipe to the garage through the wall just about there. And we're moving our stopcock from underneath the kitchen sink, where it's very inaccessible, to the side wall of the garage where it's perfectly accessible. So I'll be doing a bit of filming of them doing their work. So first hole is dug. The guy's gone right down and revealed the foundations of the extension we've got here, so that's good to know. So this is part of the kit they're going to use to actually bore through the ground to then enable them to put a new mains pipe in. It's a compressed air driven hammer which pushes its way through the ground apparently. This is the new mains pipe that's going to be put in. It doesn't look very substantial, does it, when it's lying on the ground like that? It's 1 inch diameter pipe and very, very thick walls. Much thicker than the walls that you see in the pipes in Thailand, I have to say. And this will take, apparently this will take 12.5 bar pressure, it says on the side there. And it's 25 millimeters in external diameter. They've just been telling me, the lads that are working here, that this is a marker pole, if you like. It's like what they put in to line up where the pipe's going to be going, and then this other pole here is what they aim with. You can see how it's shaped at the bottom. I'm guessing that shaping allows them to actually put it over the pipe that's attached to the hammer, so that basically, or put it over the hammer even, so it can be aimed in the right direction, because once they set it off they can't steer it. Typically it started raining, so this is the marker stick they've lined up for, so in theory that will come out and knock that stick over. Found this bit quite difficult to dig out because of the tree roots, and also it's quite hard because it's compacted. But this seems to be moving through at a good pace. now they're going to remove it by they put it into reverse, and it's going to go back on itself now through the hole, and they'll take it out of the hole they started at. Right, so the next job will be for them to drill through the wall from the garage. I believe what they're going to do is they're going to drill down in that corner at something like 45 degrees, so that the hole that comes out on the other side will come out deep in the ground, deep enough for it to be legal, and obviously it's deep to keep it frost free. So what we got now is some sleeving going through. That's right, isn't it?
Hammer.
This is a bit of a tough one because they've got to get it slightly bent so it can come through the hole and past the footings of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that sleeving is going to protect the blue pipe from rubbing on the footings, which is obviously hard concrete, and any vibration through the pipe when the water pressure changes because we've turned a tap on in the house or the water pressure changes from the street. Any vibration will be basically kept onto plastic and it won't rub the blue pipe away. Now, here in my kitchen, very inconveniently behind a washing machine, is where the original mains came up. You can see it there right in the corner, that one there. So they're going to cap that off. They're going to just cut that pipe off underneath that tap and put a cap on it. It won't have any water flowing through it once they've taken that pipe away from the mains connection in the street. But it'll stop any water that's in the pipe from accidentally coming out into the kitchen. For example, if it got very cold and it started to freeze over and the water then expanded up the pipe. And they've got to do some other alterations under here to the pipework, because now the mains water, instead of coming up from under the ground here, the mains water to feed the whole house, and well, in particular feed the downstairs here, it's going to come down this pipe here. There's a pipe here which actually is where the white pipe you can see on the right hand side, that one there. At present, the mains water finds its way up that pipe, and that feeds the upstairs bathrooms, and then it goes through the floor spaces and ends up coming down into the garage to feed the boiler. And the way they're going to fix this is by connecting to the boiler in the garage, and the water will flow effectively backwards in reverse direction to feed the house. So that's a very good way of doing it, really, because there's no additional pipe work required. The only problem we've got, further expense unfortunately, is we've got a water softener here in the cupboard, and that's going to have to be now moved and plumbed in the garage, so it actually works as soon as the main comes through the floor, because under the current arrangement where we've had the new stopcock fitted and the water softener remains in this cupboard here, it doesn't soften anything because it's effectively at the end of the chain. Everything else is fed with water before the water softener. So unfortunately I've got to get that moved. That's going to cost me several £100s. The actual cost of moving the mains is just under £1,900. So we're all connected up now, and he's refilling the holes. Okay, so now we have got rid of the old mains stopcock. That's been capped with a compression joint, and the way it ran through after the stopcock has been capped with a push fit, on the basis that if we ever need to use that pipe for something else, it's just a question of removing the push fit and going from there. And for the moment I have turned the water softener off effectively by closing the bypass valves, because the water's now running in reverse. It's going to run backwards through the water softener, and so it probably won't work, and it may not even allow it to do that. So now the workman is going to turn the water on and test all the joints. Final stages of the clean-up now. They filled that hole over there. That will self-clean in the rain we've got. Just putting the block paving back now, so they're doing a good job, I think. I've asked him to turn the stopcock round here so it's not sticking out. Just gives it a bit of extra protection from a kicking or something getting moved alongside that pipe and catching the stopcock. So yes, that's a bit safer now. And I think the water softener will have to go down the side here. I've measured it and marked on the floor where I think it's going to go. Got to get the company in to move it, get it all plumbed in correctly and checked, and also alter the plumbing in the kitchen as well. So that's not going to be ideal, having it there in terms of its position relative to where my car is parked, because my car will go up pretty close to it, I think. It won't touch it or be in danger of touching it, but it does make it a bit tight getting round the water softener. But on the other hand, when the car's parked in here and I'm not here, then it's very infrequent that someone goes down the side there just once a month. In fact, just to start the car for 10 minutes. So all in all, it's working out. And we've got the water back on today. Thank goodness. So that means we can live normally now instead of out of buckets.